Hello, my name is Kristen Roseberry, a program consultant in the Office of Assessment and Accountability. Welcome to the Inclusion of Special Populations Training 703 KAR 5:070. This is Module 5 of 7 that make up this training series. This training must be completed prior to providing accommodations for any state-required assessments. Please ensure to review all 7 modules for the complete training. In the next few modules, we will review conditions for specific accommodations on state tests and the rules that govern what can and cannot be done when providing those accommodations as laid out by the Inclusions of Special Populations Regulation. On the screen are the most used, but not only, accommodations allowed on state testing. Module 5 discusses technology and manipulatives. Assistive technology is allowed and encouraged on state testing. However, it is imperative that you make sure any assistive technology used is compatible with the test being given. Any assistive technology that reproduces, retransmits, saves, replicates, or serves as a pass-through for secure test materials cannot be used due to testing security concerns. However, many assistive technology options exist for state testing. Some things to consider for use of technology. Program planners should always evaluate under what conditions a student will use technology and clearly describe in that student's plan. An example, if a student uses a text reader instead of a human reader, that should be clearly indicated on the student's plan. When assistive technology is not appropriate, accommodations used will be based on student need and ability level as designated in the IEP or 504 plan. Technology should be considered first in order to help foster independence. The goal is for independence to carry over into post-school activities. A teacher cannot move on with a student into post-education life. Technology can go everywhere with that student, everywhere that student goes after they leave the school. Manipulatives are allowed on state-required content assessments, but are required to be in a one-to-one testing environment due to the individualized aspect of the accommodation. The rules for manipulatives as laid out by the Inclusions Regulation are as follows. The card shall not contain any written text or labels for the students not taking alternate assessment. This can serve to help organize the students' thoughts. Manipulatives placement during assessment should be consistent with where the placement is during instruction. The student has to choose which one they want to use and when they want to use it. Alternate assessment students can have writing and labels on their note card as long as it is not content. Once developed, visually impaired students can have their 3x5 note card increased to a size they can read. Students should have access to every manipulative included on their student plan, whether it will be used or not. For instance, if a student has 20 manipulatives written down on their IEP, all 20 should be provided to the student on test day, and not only the ones the accommodator feels will be the most useful for the content. Now let's take a look at the 3x5 note card examples on the next slide. Each student with a manipulatives accommodation is allowed a single 3x5 note card. You will notice that the general 3x5 note card can have shapes or diagrams, but cannot have writing or labels of any kind. A student taking the alternate assessment can have labels such as first, second, third on their note card, but cannot have content. So while first, second, and third are okay, it would not be okay to have first, write a thesis statement, second, order the body paragraphs, and third, write a conclusion. Now we are at check for understanding number 5. Why should technology be considered as an early accommodation? A, it is easier. B, they provide essential modifications. C, technology carries over to post-school activities. D, dependence on technology is ideal. The answer is C. Technology helps foster independence and can carry over to post-school activities for the child once they exit the public education system. 2. A student is familiar with 2 forms of reading accommodations, the classroom teacher reading to him and using a text reader. What is one important reason that the text reader might be considered a first option? A, text readers provide necessary modifications. B, the teacher cannot go with the student after they graduate. Text readers can. C, the teacher cannot read as fluently or accurately as a text reader. D, text readers foster dependence. The answer is B. The goal of using technology to providing accommodations is to help foster independence. Once that student enters adult life, their teacher will not be there to read for them. Knowing how to use a screen reader, however, will allow the student to have those services even as an adult. Number 3, manipulatives should be one-to-one accommodation because they are unique to each student. True or false? The answer is true. Any accommodation which is unique to a student should be given in a one-to-one environment. This includes the use of manipulatives. Number 4, manipulatives should be placed where in the testing room? A, the student's desk. B, a separate room. C, a central location away from the student's desk that the student may get up and access during the test. D, on a computer or electronic device. The answer is C. Manipulatives should always be placed in a location away from the student's test, but is easily accessible by the student during testing. Number 5. A student taking the regular KSA may have a 3x5 note card among their manipulatives as long as what conditions are met? A, only labels, but no content is on the index card. B, no content, writing, or labels allowed to be on the card. C, graphic organizers are allowed as long as they are writing and content free. D, both B and C are correct. The answer is D. For a student taking a general assessment, their 3x5 note card may not have any writing, content, or labels of any kind on them. Graphic organizers are okay as long as there are 0 labels, content, or writing on them. This concludes Module 5 of the Inclusion of Special Populations training. Please review all 7 modules to complete the training. If you have any questions about anything we discussed, please feel free to contact our office by emailing dacinfo@education.ky.gov or by calling 502-564-4394.